Now this was a classic.
No, not the you coming out fucking swinging with the clap.
No, I mean it. I know we haven't talked about it yet, but I really like today's movie. Tron Ares. This is spoiled it, of course. I am Leon, once again joined by Dan.
Yeah, what's up? I gotta tell you guys.
Who's beyond visiting shitty Marvel movies with Jared Leto with me. Now he has to watch other shitty Jared Leto movies with me.
But it's still Disney. Still Disney.
There's one common thread.
I gotta tell you.
Besides Jared.
The way that he just decided to jump, there was no pre-episode banter.
Yo.
None. Like, we did the mic check, we did the audio check, and usually he sits down and we, like, chat a little bit and ease our way in. He went right into it.
We're going right for the jugular today.
Well, why don't you start us off then? I want to hear your I want to hear what you want to talk about.
Well,
because it seemed like I looked over at him at one point in the theater and his face was just, it was utter contempt, I would say, at one point. It was just very like, it's like the equivalent of stank face for like, but like, you know, when you do like a shot and it goes down a lot rougher than
Did
you
you
were
hear
expecting.
me throughout the movie too? There was like so many points. I was like,
I heard some serious exhales and some big sighs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying my best to really pay attention, and honestly, like, I will say one thing. It did actually like I wasn't ever like begging to be out of the theater, you know what I mean? Personally, yeah. Like there was no point that really like fucking just disappointed me.
You know what? Let's start with you first then, because then we can see if like I actually agree with some of the points. Because you know me, I'm not like I actually acknowledge the positives.
So
but there was more negative than positive. I'll just say that for me.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
However, the two things the film does really, really well, I thought, like so well, in fact, that if everything around it was at least like passable, I think it would have been a really good film. Spoiler alert, I didn't think it was a really good film. It's the music.
Okay, I'd agree with that.
I liked the soundtrack a lot.
Yes.
9 Inch Nails did the soundtrack, but honestly, like, there's like 2 needle drops in the movie, but neither one is like very long, and most of the time it's just like
you mean
cool,
like the James Gunn kind of needle drops?
Yeah.
Not a score, like an actual song.
Right.
Well, what was the other one? Because I remember the scene with Depeche Mode. Was it another Depeche Mode song?
There was Can't Get Enough in the car.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, during the car chase.
Yeah, so yeah.
But neither one was like particularly bad, and then like the rest of the score is just like some very cool like 80s synthwave inspired like almost kind of like dubstep type music going on, that's like it's the instrumental backing track to like everything, so there's not a huge amount of variation, but I liked it because it's just like cyberpunk music basically.
I feel like the soundtrack was like the best Tron soundtrack maybe so far.
Yeah, it's really cool. 9 Inch Nails did great.
Yeah, and they actually put, isn't it just Trent Reznor and forget the other guy, but haven't they just been putting their names on the scores of the movies recently? But they actually put 9 Inch Nails.
They did. They said music by 9 Inch Nails is pretty cool,
which was interesting. And I wasn't blown away by the soundtrack,
but
there was like 2 or 3 points where I was like, I'm not even liking this movie, but like the soundtrack is grasping like any life.
Yeah,
out of it
literally,
kind of can.
There's
like,
a couple
kind of being maybe like a cool music video or something.
Yeah,
if you just turn your mind off.
And that actually segues perfectly into the other thing I really liked.
Okay.
I liked a lot of the visual effects.
Okay.
I think some of the pure CG shots were kind of weak, but I think all of the shots that married practical and CG, and there's a lot of them in this film, actually. I was surprised at how much, like, pretty obvious practical effects there were in a lot of the shots, and they all look great.
Well, there's one practical effect I thought or probably like 2, actually, I kind of thought were cool. One of them I can't talk about until we get to the spoiler territory, which we'll warn you folks about. But the other one was in the trailers and everything, and it's the Tron stuff coming into the real world.
Yeah.
I thought that stuff was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, in the inside of the grid, it wasn't bad. And in some ways, like, the costumes and stuff maybe even look, I don't know if I'd say better, but, like, everything's 4K now and everything. So like maybe that was just what it was. But like I just watched Tron Legacy earlier today before we saw this movie, and like I feel like the visuals were better in that.
Oh, in Tron Legacy?
Yeah. And I feel like it all comes down to like a director that you have too.
Right.
Not that I don't think this was directed terribly, but like maybe in a way it kind of was, because like I think director like someone like Paul Thomas Anderson or someone like that, like, you know, we just saw One Battle After Another and love that. They know how to deal with their actors, and they know like just how to direct them basically.
Yeah.
And in this,
particularly when they have actors that they collab with a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like Leo DiCaprio and Quentin Tarantino.
And I don't know what gives it that spark. I don't know if it's like that they give them like what they feel like is kind of like creative control over the character a little bit as well. You know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because I feel like that's what I've heard with them is like someone like Quentin Tarantino has like a character that like he already has mapped out their entire life basically because he's that crazy. But like I think he lets the actor kind of
make interpretations
or make like things that they think would also be part of the person's life or whatever too. So he kind of just gives them the broad strokes.
Yeah, because like, didn't that happen with Brad Pitt and Cliff Booth? Like I know, like he talked about having like coming up with a lot of the iconic Cliff Booth thing, like the moccasins.
But I've heard that's him with a lot of characters, and like obviously this is a Disney movie, not Tour's film.
Just gonna say it right now. Brad Pitt, underrated actor.
Yes.
Super underrated.
Cliff Booth, one of the best characters ever. Can't wait for his sequel.
I liked him in F1 too. I know
he was great in that.
We already did this.
But the guy who directed F1 is actually the guy who directed Tron Legacy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Joseph Kosinski or whatever, who did Top Gun 2 as well.
Okay, Maverick.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think he did a better job directing, and it probably is the fact that movie had more focus on the grid. Yeah, like where they were inside the grid, and this one was probably a little more like 60-40, I would say.
Yeah, it's almost like, I'd say it leans real world.
Yeah, it's like 60 real world, 40, or like 55 real world, 45.
Maybe even more.
Yeah, or 60-40, like I said, maybe 2/3, 1/3.
It's pretty intense. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, but I got a little off topic. The real world stuff, that visual looks great and everything. Like when it's cool to see the vehicles, I think sometimes, not always. Like the way they actually introduced it, I was not enthusiastic about. Like, like Tron vehicles in the real world. But then like as it went on, it was cool to see some of those things like in the real world. Like that one that's kind of like an N shape, like a lowercase N shape.
Craft,
and like that was cool to see it like going over buildings and stuff like that, to see like the scale of it more, because rather than seeing it in this digital world.
Yeah, where it's kind of a bit more difficult.
Yeah, where you don't know what the scale of it is. Yeah, as much. So that was cool. But yeah, so I'd agree with those two things.
And those are the things
definitely
I think
more
it did,
the soundtrack.
Those are the things I think it did really well.
Yo.
There are other things I think it did okay. And then there's quite a few things I think it did poorly.
All right, let's get into those.
So I think...
Because I think that's about it for positives, right?
For like really big positives, that's all I can really... Those are my two big positives. And then the things that were just okay, we actually like broke one of our golden rules and Leon said this to me in the car that...
I feel like we always do, or it's like hard to... like not say something about a movie.
We gotta let it. We gotta like it's like a pressure release valve. We gotta let out a couple things.
Yeah.
If we feel strongly enough about it. And one of the things he said to me is like, he looked at me and he's like, I think like Jared Leto is like one of the least problematic things about this film. And I was like, honestly, I feel like recently in a lot of films
which like
led
pains
by him,
me to say,
I've been feeling that way.
Yeah.
And I think it's because like even though I don't think he's necessarily a fantastic actor, I don't think he's really a bad actor.
Oh, he was terrible in this. I just thought there was worse people in this.
Well,
let me get that straight.
I'm talking about some of his other roles, like in particular roles where he plays like a narcissistic psychopath. Because I don't know why, it just seems like
Blade Runner.
That's exactly what I was thinking of when he plays
that.
Yeah, Wallace. Yeah. When he plays Wallace in Blade Runner. It's probably because he's acting like he acts in real life.
That's why I kind of thought with this movie for a little bit. Like, I kept looking at you, and I think you were, like, just paying attention, but I was just, like, couldn't believe what was going on when, like, Jared Leto was, like, stalking the main character chick. like just looking at like the deepest, most personal moments of her life. Like her mom dying of cancer and shit. Like I was just like,
her sister.
Whoa. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it was pretty.
But like I was just like, this is weird. Like we're like.
It was giving War of the Worlds.
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. Yeah, I was like, this is like
Ice Cube looking at his kids,
but way
like,
worse
lives.
Even. Somehow it topped that actually. Yeah. It's I will say this as much as I have problems with this movie, World of the Worlds is still so much worse.
I think that's part of the reason why I'm so sympathetic towards Tron Ares is because I've seen some shit this year.
Yeah.
I've seen some really, really bad movies.
Or even the last few years.
Exactly. Like
Expendables 4.
Borderlands, dude.
That,
I hated that film.
I didn't think it was great, but
I actually
probably liked Borderlands better than Tron Ares.
Wow, that's crazy. I cannot agree with that.
Because what I'll get into?
Borderlands was
what
just
that
such
segues?
A slap in the face, dude.
It segues into like at least like the characters were like better in that film, and they were like pale imitations of the video game characters even.
Yeah.
But like the actors like actually did a pretty good job and stuff. Like in Borderlands, this movie did not have character at all.
Yeah, I gotta
say, the worst characters I've ever seen.
The dual main characters, Eve and Ares.
Eve is worse than Jared Leto.
Character. What was that?
Eve is worse than Jared Leto.
Oh yeah, actress. She was pretty bad. I'd say like honestly, two of the only really like decent performances. I liked Athena. She kind of had like a T-1000 thing going on. I think.
Yeah.
She was giving me like Terminator 2 Robert Patrick vibes, and I kind of liked that.
Yeah.
But she was a little bit more cold and impersonal.
It was a better character than those other ones. I'll say that.
She had more depth than Ares.
Yeah.
Like I gotta say, like he is. I think the biggest thing is like with the two main characters, Eve and Ares. I feel like there's no like character development at all. You know what I mean? Like Ares kind of like starts off like already like questioning things.
Yeah, from the very beginning.
From literally the beginning, like you could already tell there's like a spark of rebellion inside him, and that made like.
It made that predictable too.
Exactly.
Where,
like I feel
you just knew exactly where that story was going.
Yeah,
he was gonna defy his masters and
and it's
probably fall in love with some human chick.
Yeah, it's that aspect of it. The characters, because like, and then oh my god, like the human characters, like Eve and her, like she's like a CEO of like a video game company, and like she has these.
She's
like
the CEO of like Kevin Flynn's old company now. I think, right? Encom or whatever, right?
You know what I see it as? You know what I see? Oh my dude, hold on.
And then can I say one other thing?
Sure.
That real quick. That character that was Scully from X-Files, and she was the mom of Evan Peters, kind of the villain characters. Yep. That was like just nostalgia too, where they like looked at a painting at one point, and it was the main villain from the first Tron or whatever, and it was just like,
this movie's
fucking
like
serious. Why'd you even put that in there?
Super nostalgia bait, big time. Yeah. I thought that a couple times.
It's not even clever with it either, but we'll get to that more later.
Dude, you know what I just realized?
What?
Tell me if I'm cooking with this or not, or tell me if it's fucking dumb. I feel like Eve is like some weird pastiche of like a Lois Lane-esque female lead, where Ares is Superman.
But like in a bad Superman
and like
movie.
that trio of fucking people that were like, that's like Perry White and fucking Jimmy Olsen and like the Daily Planet crew.
Like this was just a script that got tossed away. And
dude, it felt like some weird pastiche of like Superman, Lois Lane, and the Daily Planet crew.
I could see that.
Because Ares is like an alien, because he's from the grid.
Yeah, they just swapped it in with that, basically.
Ares is from the grid.
Someone's gonna watch this, like, holy fuck, how did he crack that?
Yeah, right. I don't know. I was thinking about it. Damn I was trying to think of what kind of character Eve really was, and I was like, she kind of is almost like a Lois Lane, and then I was like, wait a minute, and that makes Ares like Superman.
Yeah, and there was definitely, like, even though semi-spoiler, they kind of have this, I felt like there was kind of a hint of a romantic thing.
For like a couple scenes, maybe.
But then they don't ever actually, like, they might in a future film, which I doubt this will ever get a sequel, but they are letting it slow burn, I guess, if they are going to do that.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
But,
which I guess is kind of I was actually kind of like, thank God. Because I was like thinking there was going to be some Rey Kylo Ren moment where like they're fucking making out at the middle. And I was like, no!
Dude, if that happened, that would have taken an entire point off of this film.
Yeah, right?
That would have been a complete letter downgrade. Like,
isn't it funny though when like you watch things?
I guess that's a spoiler alert that doesn't happen, but like.
But not really. Like, you know, like, I think it's just one of those things where like we said, you know it's going to be in the movie, like some romantic thing, because it's Disney. And then, you know, I guess it is somewhat of a spoiler that, like, they don't actually end up becoming a thing in this movie.
Yeah.
But, honestly, thank God, like I said. And it's, like, CW, like, who really even cares about the, like, relationship stuff in the movie, really? Yeah. Like, sometimes it's done well, but, like, 90% of the time, probably more, it's
pretty
not...
cringe.
Yeah, it's really cringe. Like, even things we love, like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So,
and some of the lines in this movie are dripping with cringe. Some of them are real... Oh, my God. Her fucking... What was that? Seth? Was his name Seth?
Yeah. And he just kept making lines about...
Dude, holy shit, breakfast
burritos.
Oh, my God.
I can use this microwave to make breakfast burritos.
It's like my 95th breakfast burrito.
Like, Jesus, shut the fuck up.
Dude, oh my God.
Are you trying to kill yourself with breakfast burritos?
Dude, like, when he first walks into, like, when they're in, like, the Arctic, and they're, like, looking at her sister's, like, tent out there.
Yo.
And they first walk in, and he comes in, and she's, like, doing shit, and he just starts, like, yapping. And he just says, like, 5 lines in a row, and she doesn't respond to a single one of them, and all 5 lines that come out of his mouth are, like, worse than the last. And I was like, bro... Who the fuck is this guy? And then the second scene he was in, I looked at Leon and I was like, dude, I fucking hate this guy. He was like, dude, I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah. But it was like so early. It's like he had only like been in 2 scenes. Yes, 2 scenes at that point.
Spoiler alert, he's going to be in a lot more.
Yeah.
He's in like the whole film.
Grand Fleet, I don't know, maybe I just like eventually was like, like every time he talked, like in my mind. Yeah, but like I swear, I think they did kind of like tone him down a little bit eventually.
Dude, he was awful. Like, no offense to the actor.
But he was bad throughout all of it.
No offense to the actor, like, because he didn't write his lines, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but his line, like, nobody, I don't think anybody could have been put in that role and, like, made those lines sound...
It kind of made you wonder things, though. You're like, what is his angle? Like, is he just her friend? Or, like, is he one of those characters that, like, wants to be with her, but then she falls in love with Aries or whatever, basically.
Dude, it is a little weird.
Like, it's just like, what is your point here, dude? Yeah. Like, so yeah, I did not like that character. Didn't like Eve. I felt like that actress, like, it's not like she was like cringe, but I feel like she had like no emotion, like with her.
She was a little wooden.
Yeah, wooden. Yeah.
Wooden, and not in a good way, because sometimes like a character is meant to be wooden. That's like part of their like whole thing.
Or, like, depending on your interpretation of it, it can work for, like, that character.
Like a certain character type, but she was not that character.
Like, I think Henry Cavill's kind of, like, wooden as Superman. Right. But in a way, like you kind of just were saying, someone might say, like, oh, the character's supposed to be stoic, or, like...
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, or, like, kind of have, like, a sort of thing where it's like, well, to me, that worked for that character.
Him as Geralt.
Yeah.
It's like part of like the Witcher lore that the trial of the grasses like deadens their emotions, so like being deadpan and stoic is actually in character.
But I think it's like this actress read the script and like just knew it was like just the most mediocre thing ever, and it was just like
Madam Web, dude. Like that. It really felt like in Madam Web nobody was taking their job seriously because they were all just like, this is a paycheck, nothing more. Like,
and it's also kind of like those sort of lines that you're like, what can I even do with this?
Right,
you know,
a lot of exposition in this film too. You even pointed that out at the beginning. It's one of those movies that has like a 5-minute intro sequence that's literally just like last time on Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean?
Oh, I hated that.
It just like recaps like Tron and Tron Legacy, and then also like.
And it's like their way to kind of do little cameos of like Kevin Flynn and Sam Flynn from the last ones, and Olivia Wilde or whatever, and it's just like. The fuck?
Cora,
like,
or whatever.
It's so cheap when they do this sort of shit.
I will say, like, I liked the aesthetic of the intro. I even said that to you in the theater. Like, I really liked the 80s, like, aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, after it got further into the film, the 80s aesthetics lost its veneer because it became really apparent that it was, like I said earlier, just nostalgia bait.
Like,
so then the
which
80s
can be done well, but
right, but
not
it was clearly done just for the sake of it in this film. and not even in like a clever way. Like
it really felt to me like someone just was like, wouldn't it be great if we just did like original Tron again, and then like they just wrote the rest of the story
it into the fucking
that.
film.
But yeah, I did not like Evan Peters. I thought he was like really bad in this, which
is kind of like he's a good actor.
Yeah, it's like, how do you waste actor? Like Gillian Anderson, like Scully from X-Files, she's a great actress too. Like, how do you get actors like
I
this
thought
and
she
waste them?
She was one of the better performers too. She just was barely in it.
But she had nothing to do.
Yeah, she was such a wasted character.
And it was just such a bad character at the same time.
Yeah.
Even. Because it was just like...
She really put her all into her fucking 17 lines.
I kind of knew it was just going to go like the way it goes, like with her character.
Yeah.
And Peters. Like, I feel like I just... From the beginning.
There was also nothing surprising in this film.
Yeah.
At all.
Do you think they got AI to write this? And like are just gonna like reveal that at some point?
Wouldn't that
like,
be
guys? It's Tron.
Wouldn't that be ironic? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be ironic? Ares actually wrote this movie himself. He exists.
It's Jared Leto's like $1 billion AI he has. He owns it,
and it's emulated after his mind.
That's
some shit he would do.
I guess they did have like Grok, like Elon Musk's fucking AI at the premiere or whatever.
That's fried.
Yeah, the red carpet. I was like seeing all this stuff online. I was like, that's fucking baked. I'm like,
yeah.
And everyone's just like, the more and more I see of this movie, like the more I'm just like, fuck, like. But yeah,
it's really just kind of.
There's one character I did like, but I can't talk about that yet either. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think that kind of narrows it down as to who it is.
Yeah.
Well, I've really got nothing else vague to say. You want to just get right into the spoilers?
Sure. Yeah. Fuck it.
Right, well,
just get this piece of shit over with.
From this point forward, you have been warned.
Spoiled it.
It's now about to be spoiled. Are you talking about Jeff Bridges?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Kevin Flynn's cameo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's just like, now he's literally just the dude. Even though I haven't seen that movie.
And
but he's
like,
just like, yeah, man. Like, fucking, like, he's just like even more stoned than he's ever been.
And he's kind of just like cyber Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did think that mythos they built about Kevin Flynn's character from the original film was kind of neat. How, like, there seems to be, like, a group of people who kind of, like, revere him for, like, his accomplishments. And then you find out when Ares... Because what the whole plot of the film is they're trying to find the code that Kevin Flynn discovered, the code to permanence, where they can, like, bring digital constructs into the real world. And
wasn't that not even brought up in the other films, though?
Was that?
Like, they never talked about permanence or anything in these other films.
No,
right?
even though, like, at the end of Tron Legacy, Korra actually, like, goes into the real world.
True.
But, like, and I don't know if they ever really, like, talked about that being, like, a problem or anything. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the other thing I didn't like about this. I was like, and it's probably because I just watched Legacy, but I'm like, how are we just not picking up on any of that? Like, how are we just going from
that They just wrote out Sam Flynn, too.
But then, like, doing the shitty exposition, so then it just pisses you off even more, where you're just like, what?
We're gonna, like, kind of retcon the end of the last movie.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And you're like, well, what's going on with those characters?
They're just gonna be cameos. Don't worry about it.
But, yeah.
We're not gonna give you a real update on what they're doing. We're just gonna show you pictures of them.
It's funny, the one character I liked, I still have complaints for that part, though, because that part was pretty ass and, like, was just nostalgia bait. And, like... It's literally the original Tron. Like, they replicated the look of the bike and the grid and everything, which is kind of cool.
Classic.
But then you just have Jared Leto giving, like, horrible one-liners.
That's, like, the third time in a span of, like, 15 or 20 minutes of the film that he goes classic.
Yeah.
Like about some shit. And it's like an 80s car he gets into to drive, and he's like, oh, it's a 4-cylinder, like, 3.5-liter twin turbo. Classic. And he like fucking or like 150 horsepower, classic. And then he gets into
like,
the light
this is
cycle.
Gonna be an iconic line.
It's like,
it's not even original.
He's literally just acting like himself too. That's the funniest part. He's just being Jared Leto.
They're like, Jared, can you just give us a little of your improv genius?
It's just him.
And then he's just literally
himself.
saying shit like that, and then they're just like on the other end, like, this is cinematic brilliance right here.
Jared, you're fucking genius, dude. It turns out it's in his contract that they have to glaze him the whole time.
Classic is gonna be the new, like, that's just gonna be classic. It's gonna be the new.
See, I'm already using it, pretending like he invented the phrase.
You know what I did? I did hear, because I think he's a method actor. He like like requests people call him Ares on set or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I would
like,
punch him in the face. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't actually punch him in the face, but I'd probably make fun of him behind his back.
But yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like, how do you not? But yeah, so there's that whole part. I did not like that. Gillian Anderson gets killed eventually. It's like the one person that dies in this movie. That like is a character, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, fucking Evan Peters fucking brings himself into the grid and literally once again is transformed into like one of the things from the original movie.
Yeah.
Like I forget what they're called, but like I thought it was like one of the enforcers of like basically like the master control or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And it's like once again just nostalgia though.
Yeah.
Where they just literally they didn't do any of that in the last movie.
And it's also
either.
like where did that even fucking come from?
Tron Legacy, like I guess you could say has nostalgia because they go back to the grid, so it's like you could say that itself is nostalgia. Like there's clear things here that you're like, this is nostalgia bait. Like literally like that little thing that's like yes or whatever, no, or whatever, the little blinking thing, and the like they could not help themselves. Like it was like probably one of the worst I've ever seen it. Like with them just like being so in your face about it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a big fan of the rest of this movie either. So like that part, I was just like, oh Jesus.
That was just it seemed worse in comparison to everything that preceded it. I would for sure.
But what I would say is one of the positives.
It did really drag in the middle too.
Yeah.
What's up?
I would say one of the positives is like I feel like there were cool concepts kind of here in some ways.
Like what?
But like I don't know. It was mainly in the beginning. I think like the fact that like they were bringing the stuff into the real world and kind of like the casing it had around it before it, like basically
selling it like
real
arms dealers, like advertising it to the government.
But none of this goes anywhere.
No.
Like so there's some cool kind of concepts I feel
set it up as something important and then it gets like a small update near the end of the film when his mom is like the board is already moving to replace you and they put me back in charge of the company and he's like I can't do that.
Wow, didn't see that coming.
After he's supremely fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Like literally hasn't succeeded once and he's like I'm so awesome like every 5 seconds.
His character was terrible.
Yeah, it was. Is that the coolest thing you've ever seen? He's like some like rich kid CEO who like
he may have been the worst character actually.
Yeah, he's definitely up there for me. No, I think that Seth guy was bad as fuck.
Oh yeah,
he was so terrible.
My brain is trying to remove him.
He was by far the worst character.
But then Evan Peters, and then
like when Athena like grabbed him and like punched him across the fucking room and he hit the fucking like pinball machine, I was like, oh dude, maybe he's dead. I knew he wasn't, but
But
I was like, oh dude, that looked like it hurt.
That could have really hurt him. How that Evan Peters thing we talked about, that was like a nostalgia bait from the original. That they just made that a post credits too. It was really one of those post credits. I was like, "Fuck you!" Like,
it happened so quick, like soon into the fucking ending credit sequence too. Like it's like 30 seconds. And it's just that, and you're like,
and that's it, I guess.
Wow.
If you're wondering if there's a post credit scene,
yeah.
But yeah, I guess like everything about this like was not a big fan of. Besides, like you said, the soundtrack and
some of the visual effects.
Some of them
were pretty bad, actually.
Writing was terrible. And I guess the direction was okay. I don't think it was anything standout.
Cinematography wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I liked some of the choreography in the fight scenes.
Yeah, I'd say it's okay. Like it wasn't.
But someone like I feel like you would imagine that
it was like okay, but then like and they actually kept the camera still too so
for a lot of shots. Yeah,
it wasn't like it was like moving all over the place. So I hate when they do.
But you know what I was gonna say? Like a lot of the glowing light effects on the uniforms of the weapons, honestly, were kind of distracting because a lot of those scenes they're also like in very low lighting. Like at night on the streets and everything. So, like, you're seeing all this movement, but it's kind of hard to tell exactly what the fuck's going on.
Because, like, see that.
It's just a bunch of light flying around, and you're like, and you have no, like, context for it.
No, what that was especially hard with, like, the original movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to try and tell, like, which characters are which. Like, I started getting confused, like, with the characters, because, like, they're all wearing, like, the same thing.
Yep.
But, yeah, I feel like that's always kind of been a slight problem with this series, unfortunately. It's like sometimes, like, I think this actually did the best out of any of them. and it's probably because of the real world scenes and like the lack of like being in the grid so much and like not having many grid characters.
Right.
But like, so I think that's why I was able to distinguish like who was kind of who. It wasn't because they were memorable. It certainly wasn't because of that. But
they were just in plain clothes more often than not. Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the good is like the 9 Inch Nails and the some of the shots and visual effects and stuff. But the direction and like cinematography were more okay. And then like
everything else,
the writing, all that is just bad or dog shit.
Super predictable plot, super like one-dimensional characters. Not a whole lot of character development to be found anywhere.
When you get to the nostalgia, super heavy part of like 80s Tron, like original Tron, it's like I also just like I was just sitting there with so many things like. And now Jeff Bridges is gonna show up. Like, blah, blah,
that's
like,
exactly what I was thinking too. Yeah, I was like, dude, it's gonna be Kevin Flynn. Oh,
yeah,
look at that! It's Kevin Flynn.
It's like not even the real Kevin Flynn, right?
No, I think he's like a. But the thing is, he's like aged. I think he's like a digital consciousness.
Yeah.
Or some shit. They never really go into detail of who or what this like projection of Kevin Flynn is.
That
like,
could have been something they set up from the last film too, but
yeah,
I don't think they even knew what the fuck it was.
All they knew is like having him show up would be like the people were gonna be like, "Oh fuck, dude, it's fucking Jeff Bridges, holy shit!" Even though he's literally in the credits, like,
that was
the opening credits. Spoil that Jeff Bridges is in this film.
Oh, because of the titles.
Yeah,
true.
Which if it was just.
He's on the poster, so we could have actually talked about it.
Oh, for fucking... Are you for real right now? That's insane. I didn't know that.
But, because I just forgot about that. So there's really nothing to spoil besides the Gillian Anderson death, basically.
Which we waited to spoil that, so...
But I forgot we could have talked about Jeff Bridges during the non-spoiler part, because it wasn't on a lot of the posters.
Even though there's not a lot to talk about.
But there was one poster I saw where it was just him on it. Like in like character posters or Jared Leto.
Did he look exactly like he looked? At that part in the movie.
Exactly.
Why did they advertise that? What the fuck?
They're dumb. And then the other one was
from the very start.
One of the main posters like that. They try to shove all the characters that are going to be in the movies on it.
Yeah.
And like kind of like a classic one of those regular posters like for Marvel or something. And he's in like the bottom middle. So like they almost make it seem like he's going to be like a huge part of this movie, and he's literally in one fucking scene.
Well, it's a group of scenes.
Yeah, it's grouped, but like...
It's not a lot of the movie. It's like a cumulative total of like 5 or 6 minutes.
2 or 3 scenes, probably? Or
yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, depending on how you
he's not around for a long time.
But, yeah. So I cannot recommend this.
No.
Maybe if you're, like... I'll be honest.
Tron fan?
Yeah, I'm not like the biggest Tron fan just in general anyway. But, I never think they've had, like, great stories, really, or, like, a super rich world. They're kind of, like, cool in concept, like I said, but, like, I feel like they have never made, like, a truly great one yet. But, yeah, I think, I like this one the least out of all of them, I would say. Like I said, I think I did like 2 better than 1, but that's also probably because, like I said, when
Olivia
you have
Munn's hot.
Well, that too, but when like you have nostalgia for something, like, you know, our parents growing up with Star Wars or like something like that, where it's like, oh, like I love the original Star Wars, or like how we love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Like, you don't realize how much of that is based in your nostalgia.
Yep.
So I'm sure that's the big thing with Tron too. Clearly, because they're, like we said, doing a ton of that in this movie, nostalgia baiting people. But yeah, there's just really nothing here to recommend unless you're like a diehard Tron fan.
Wait, is Olivia Munn or Olivia Wilde?
Wilde. Sorry, yeah. It is. I think it is Olivia Wilde. But yeah,
I always get them mixed up.
If you want her character or like the real Flynn or Flynn's son, you're not getting any of that here.
No. At all, pretty much. Besides like a couple
shitty exposition
references
and a like digital construct AI Flynn. So, yeah, I just think like, you know, I'm sure there's gonna be some people out there, and like honestly, I wish I could have gone to this movie and enjoyed it. So like, if it's your cup of tea, like I'm happy for you. And we didn't talk about this at all because we didn't see it, but weirdly, we went to a Thursday showing in IMAX, and they didn't have any 3D showings available.
Yeah.
Like they just they're like, oh, we're gonna have them on starting on Friday, but Thursday there's no 3D showings. So we were just like, okay, well, we want to get this out of the way. So
yeah,
I guess no 3D.
I don't think 3D was gonna change anything about our opinions about this movie. Really,
yeah, like we still walk away not liking it, but it might have been one more plus,
maybe,
like that we had with those other ones. Because one of the things I did read online, and that's because you know me, I don't even like 3D, but I was like. One of the things I read was someone was basically saying, like, Avatar, like James Cameron's Avatars and Tron are, like, the only 2 movies worth seeing in 3D.
Interesting.
So I was like, huh. I was like, I can kind of see that, because like you said, the visuals are pretty cool and everything, but, yeah, I don't know how well it would have been with this film.
Yeah. I
didn't even really notice, like, a lot of points they could have done the 3D.
I just thought of one in my head when he, like, throws the light disc at the tank. And the first shot is you're looking at Jared Leto and he's throwing it like at the camera.
True.
So stuff
but
like that.
But I guess they did do a pretty good job of it not being like.
And all the scenes
super
were
in
like
your face. You know how there's those ones sometimes where it seems like the movie's stopping to do a 3D effect, and you're like,
all the scenes where like the light cycles are accelerating and leaving behind a trail. Like that could have easily been 3D.
Oh, I'm sure. Like it probably looked pretty cool and like IMAX 3D and everything.
But I'm also not the biggest fan of 3D.
Yeah.
It's just, it feels gimmicky to me half the time. And
it is. It's a total gimmick, especially when they're doing it with Marvel movies.
I don't necessarily watch movies specifically for the like visual spectacle.
Yo.
It's definitely part of the reason.
Yeah.
But I'm also there for good writing and
I just wonder if something like this, it could have been a little like Avatar, because I feel maybe slightly better about the Avatar movies than something like this, but I also would give similar complaints where I'm like, characters aren't amazing and the story's not great, but like the 3D is so good in those.
Right.
So like I think if it's
at least a talking point.
If you do plan to go see this, even though we can't suggest it if it's good or bad, I would say like go see it in 3D, because like it's probably going to be one of the only other bonus points you're going to get from this out of like enjoyment.
I can agree to that.
But is there anything else we want to say with this?
I don't think I got anything left to say.
I hate that we had to fucking give Jared Leto praise today.
I know, but you know, hey, we got to give credit where credit is due, and there was not really any points where he necessarily like.
Besides those one,
pissed me off. Besides those one line, and really, like the first time he did like the classic, like that didn't really bother me.
It's when they
thought it was third time.
It's when they thought it was classic, and they're like, let's keep doing it.
The second and third time was within, like I said, like 15 to 20 minutes. That was when it was like, all right, time out.
That just felt like
don't say that again.
It felt like a lot of this was like the first script written.
Yeah.
And like that was just a placeholder, and they're like, we'll put something better, and then they're just like,
classic.
Classic it is.
No, we got nothing, dude.
It is pretty classic.
We're filming this scene in an hour and a half. Like, we got nothing.
Well, Phil, if you think about it, this movie's kind of about the classics, so like, isn't that pretty classic?
Dude. Keep it. Just run it.
Why are we even debating about writing another?
Why are we even tripping, dude? Just, we're fine. Don't worry about it.
Call Evan Peters and fucking Gillian Anderson and
First
Jared
draft.
Leto up right
run
now.
It, dude.
Get them into the studio right now.
First draft. Like they got the script done in like 3 days.
They're like, we were just got a phone call yesterday asking if we want to be a part of this. You're saying we want to start filming tomorrow?
No edits, no revisions. No, nothing, not necessary. We're just gonna run with the first draft.
Don't worry, the script's not too hard. I think you'll get these lines down in about like an hour.
Meanwhile, back in their fucking trailer, like, wow, they weren't kidding.
This is like the most basic lines ever. Classic.
Yeah,
wow, that's not hard.
The movie was actually like 14 days of filming and like 700 days of visual effects work.
Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to say before we go. Really cringe moment.
Oh god, here we go.
That moment, like at the end, like when they like sat down at the car and then they were like,
oh no, dude.
Like they were panting, and I was like, how long is this gonna go on? Like it straight up went on for like 30 seconds. Like I was sitting there and I was like, this is past the point like
of comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and that's when I really thought like were thinking too, like, oh my god, they're gonna kiss, or like they're gonna.
No, it really was like a Raylo moment getting fucking set up in front of my eyes, but luckily it didn't happen. It was like.
Instead, it was just awkward.
I felt a weird sense of relief.
Instead, it was just awkward panting that went on for too long. Where it almost
gonna quit your job.
Where I did close my eyes for a brief second. It was just like, like fucking whatever. And I was just like, this is weird.
And he's trying to like convince her to like stay at the video game company.
Yeah.
Like.
It's like
it ends up evolving, and she ends up actually like doing like more.
They thought that shit was so deep.
Yeah, but Like I said, very one-dimensional. Like, don't look too deep into it. I'm trying to give it a pretty coat.
Do you think
of paint,
some people are gonna be able to see this and like have fun with it and like make fun of it, or do you think it's just like kind of like we thought where it's so mediocre?
I think we had that worry going in, but I think there was just enough decent shit in it, and just enough super cringe shit in it that it actually like made it not as boring as I was worried it was gonna be. I think.
Okay. Yeah, like because I think.
Still like at one point when I found out that we were just over halfway through the film, I was like, "Wow, this feels long." I think it was
slightly better than I thought, but like not really even.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm about to say. I'm basically saying it's shit.
Yeah,
so
it's
just
like rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah, I'm like trying to. I gave the positives where I gave the positives, and I'll always do that. But like to
now,
me, this is
completely honest. Not gonna watch it again.
Yeah,
that's it. I saw it once, and I've now relayed my thoughts to you, lovely people. And that's,
to me, it is more in that mediocre zone though, where it's not even like so bad. It's funny, like where you could watch it and be like,
actually made me laugh. The most thing I was you know, the fucking nose laugh, dude.
Exactly.
Like where you're almost doing it out of pity because you're like, wow, that was really fucking pitiful.
It felt like some like the guy almost seemed genuine that was next to us. That was kind of like,
huh.
But like it was never like a genuine like, like laughing for a bit. Like every time it was just like a, huh, like a quick little like, huh. And I was like, feels more like you're just doing this out of like, you almost feel like you just have to, not because you want to.
He has to justify the movie ticket. Yeah. He's like, I gotta laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's like, my wife's gonna fucking kill me if like, because I think it was two of them or something, like 2 old people. Man, she's gonna be like, this is the shittiest movie I've ever seen. I gotta act like fucking this is some fun at least. But yeah, very mediocre. I agree with the reviews out there because I saw it's getting a lot of like just 5 out of 10s. And we try not to give scores, but we try to kind of talk about the scores and how we're kind of comparing to them.
Sounds about right.
And I would say right on the money almost, because like maybe a little bit less than a 5, because like. There is the positives, but it's just so mediocre. It's just so mediocre in the end. But it's not like... maybe it is a 5.
It probably deserves all of the money that it's not going to make.
Yes. Exactly that.
Yeah.
But like, it does have like slightly better pacing than like War of the Worlds at least.
Well, that's a fucking low bar, my friend. You're talking about...
It's like a 1 out of 10 bar.
You're talking about like... You know, this is Tron Ares is the kind of dish... at a restaurant where you get it and maybe you're a little like upset with the quality of it, but then you're like, well, it's only like $12 and I'm hungry. I'm going to eat it, whatever. I just won't order this again. That's Tron Ares.
I'll be able to say to my buddy, classic, every once in a while. They'll know what I mean from now on.
That's Tron Ares. War of the Worlds, that's the fucking meal. That's the uncooked chicken parm.
That really is so bad, but it's not even... At least to us, I feel like, not even so bad that it's, like, funny. It's, like, so bad it's unbearable.
It's actually cringe. I remember we had to take, like, 3 breaks during the watching of it. Yeah. So, it's not that bad.
Like you said, like, the pacing kind of goes by somewhat quickly.
Right.
But, like, I did check my phone, like, 2 times.
Yeah.
Mainly because I had to pee, but, like, I was just...
And he did.
Also losing patience with it, too, at points.
I remember when you checked your phone at one point, and you were like... pee.
Yo, fuck this.
We're not as deep in this as I thought we are. Yeah. I'm done. I'm going to pee. Bye-bye.
It's not like I took my time, too. You left at a super
fucking crucial moment, too.
It's not like one of those times...
No, he didn't.
It's not like one of those... Notice how I didn't... Every time I go to a movie, when I come back, I'm like, what did I miss? I didn't even ask that when I came back.
You're like...
I just sat my ass back.
You sat down, and at one point, you were like... Is that Jared Leto?
That's right, I said that.
Because like because he was like wearing like the security uniform, so like
you didn't see his face.
They all look kind of similar when they're
like that problem, like we talked about. Yeah,
they all look kind of similar. So like this Eve chick is getting chased by like.
Yo.
Is that Jared Leto? And I was like, yep. And he's like, all right. And he just sat down. That's all I need to know. Is was she getting chased by Jared Leto?
No more questions. But yeah, so. If you're a huge Tron fan, I guess go see it because you're going to go see it anyway.
Right.
But if you're not...
don't bother.
Don't bother or just wait till Disney Plus. And you're probably going to watch half of it and be like, oh,
get like
thank
Violently
God I
High
didn't see
or something and have a couple drinks and like...
If you got a 3D TV still somehow or something, like I guess that'll benefit you. One of the first movies that's benefited that in a while, probably.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I think we got to say today. But do you want to hand me the thing?
Oh, of course. Here you go.
Read it off, shall we? All right, Pose. You can follow Two Pose in a Pod on YouTube at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV Studios, our other channel. Facebook at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV. Instagram at Two Pose in a Pod /BorgesNL, which is my personal account, and Grill TV Official. X, formerly Twitter, at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV. TikTok at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV. Also, listen to Two Pose in a Pod on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, CastBox, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, Overcast, and Pocket Casts. Oh, thank you, Pose. We appreciate you joining us on this one. Thank you for bearing Jared Leto with us. We appreciate it as always. And we'll see you on the next one.
Even though we took the bullet for you.
Yeah, we took a bullet, but we love you, and we'll always take a Jared Leto bullet for you.
30 Seconds to Mars.
God damn it. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.